That's Bobby Brower's entry from Waterford, the Big A Auto Parts sponsored Chevrolet. Long time, our current point leader, the Preston Trading Post sponsored Chevrolet for Jay Stewart. Next row has George McGugan in the yellow number 22, the Brian Sign entry. Alongside will be Ronnie Evans in the Chaplain Pizza sponsored number 20. And going the final row will be car number 18 for Danny Field from Deep River. Joe Mullen alongside, and going in the 12th the final row. It's the Sperry Enterprises, sponsor number 06 for Bruce Sperry and Dave Kukta Jr. Car number 57 from Killingworth, Connecticut, scheduled to go scratch on the field. Once again, we look for the start over turn number 4, Russ LaJoy. Tommy Fern battle up in that first row as a 28 of LaJoy looks to win the drag race down to turn number 1, side by side. For the runner-up position, Matt Kobaluk battling with Tommy Fern. John Brower Jr. runs in the 4th position. That's Montesano, Jerry Young, Eddie Dockenhausen, and the 58 of Kevin Debbins. Little bump to go through the turns. We look to go 3 wide. Out of turn number 2 is Dockenhausen. Gets turned sideways. Kevin Debbins backing up down the 300-foot long backstretch. Everybody stays pointed in the right direction. Once again, Russ LaJoy and Matt Kobaluk work up in row number 1 is Danny Kortewig. Sends the field off, 1 down, 29 laps remaining. Field works side by side. Tight order through the turns. Out of turn number 2, Russ LaJoy continues to lead the 40 of Matt Kobaluk. John Brower Jr. making his presence felt as he pulls up alongside the 17 of Tommy Fern. John Montesano maintains that 5th position. Then it's the 14X of Dockenhausen and the 8 of Mark St. Hilaire. St. Hilaire working up high with that Pontiac Grand Prix as a battle shapes up for the lead as Matt Kobaluk pulls up alongside Russ LaJoy as Kobaluk leads the field to the line. LaJoy looks to be settling into that runner-up position, now giving way to the 17 of Tommy Fern. Fern looking to pull up alongside in turn number 4, John Montesano challenging John Brower Jr. So plenty of swapping up in front as Matt Kobaluk looks to take over control with car number 40. LaJoy continues to maintain that runner-up position. The 17 of Tommy Fern being hounded by the 43 of John Montesano and the 39 of John Brower Jr. As we hit 3 wide at the line, they will continue to work that way into turn number 2. Montesano pulling out for that 3rd position. Tommy Fern now running 4th. John Brower Jr. dropping into the 5th spot right alongside the 8 of Mark St. Hilaire. CJ Frye looking to break his way into the top 5 with the Town Green Tavern, sponsored 6X. Working alongside the 39 of John Brower Jr. He's got the 6th spot line. Brower now dropping back to the 7th position. Then it's the 19 of Rondo and the 14X of Eddie Dockenhausen. As Joe Mullen in trouble with car number 23. That car smoking quite heavily. Looks as though that will bring out the hard charging John Montesano right up alongside is Danny Kortewig. Looks to send the field off side by side at the line. Montesano working up high. Kobaluk down low, side by side. Out of turn number 2, Montesano looking for the advantage. Working way up high with a 43. Kobaluk looks to battle back down low, side by side for 1 full lap. As Montesano battling with the 40 of Matt Kobaluk. Tightly bunched out of turn number 2 is Russ LaJoy. Tommy Fern, Mark St. Hilaire, and CJ Frye all look like they're running for the initial drop of the green. Out of turn number 4, Kobaluk looks to pull back out in front. Little loose through the turns. Montesano looking to duck down low. Little cat and mouse game out of turn number 2 with Montesano coming up short. Kobaluk a little loose in that area of the speedway. Montesano looked as though he was Danny Green. Danny Kortewig satisfied with the start as a 28 of Russ LaJoy glued right to Kobaluk's back bumper out of turn number 4. CJ Frye, the man on the move with the 6X as he looks to take over the 3rd position out on the speedway. Tommy Fern runs in the 4th spot, being chased down by the 19 of Rondo and the 8 of Mark St. Hilaire. After that's Larry Cody, John Brower Jr., and Jay Stewart. Little John Steiner, Matt Sapiri, and the 58 of Kevin Debbins. As Steiner drops out of line with a 6. Looks as though he keeps the car up to racing speed as we look to click off lap number 11. Matt Kobaluk continues as the leader, being chased down by the 6X of CJ Frye. Frye taking over that runner-up position from Russ LaJoy. Glued right to the back bumper of Matt Kovaluk's number 40, nose to tail at the line. Caution is out on the speedway. Caution coming out for the 43 of John. Has been up in that pole row alongside Matt Kovaluk as green flag looks to return. Kovaluk has the advantage on a turn number 4. Frye has the advantage down to turn number 1, side by side through the turns as Matt Kovaluk works down low. CJ Frye looks for the daylight up high. Once again, Kovaluk working down low, has a short route around the 1/3 mile oval. Frye working up high, that's the longer route around the speedway. He looks to pull it out of turn number 4 as Tommy Fern ducks out of line with a 17. Looks though he may have gotten that car into the Armco barrier just a bit. And CJ Frye is your leader, 13 laps into the record books. Little bump and go through the turns, this time by Tommy Fern into the Armco barrier through the... Here's your leader with the 6X, looking for win number 3 in 1994. Matt Kovaluk starting up alongside as Frye quickly on the accelerators. He looks to lead the field down to turn number 1. Tough break for Eddie Duncanhausen as he's stuck over in the pit game turn number 4. Meanwhile, a battle shaping up for second as Phil Rondo comes to life with the 19. Rondo battling alongside the 40 of Matt Kovaluk. Kovaluk caught up high as the 19 of Rondo works down low. Again, we have 3 wide out of turn number 2 as LaJoy, Brower, Montesano, and Debus all look for a little racing room. As once again, Russ LaJoy being forced to back out of it with car number 28. As Larry Cody goes around over at turn number 1. Field again. Turn number 4 is Danny Corderwick having a little trouble with the green flag as now it looks to unfold. As the 6X of CJ Frye off and running right in front of the 19 of Phil Rondo. Rondo now being chased down by the 11 of Jay Stewart. The field working their way through the turn. CJ Frye looks to click off lap number 16. As a top 3 in late model racing here at the Speedway, work nose to tail down the back stretch into turn number 3. Actually, Frye with about a 3-car length advantage as Tommy Fern looks to pull down off the Speedway on the back stretch. Phil Rondo and Jay Stewart side by side down to turn number 1. Stewart has the advantage as Rondo caught up high with a big Ford Thunderbird. Field working their way through the turns. Out of turn number 4, this time by to click off lap number 17. As CJ Frye is the leader, about 4 car lengths over Jay Stewart in second. That's the 19 of Rondo, the 40 of Kovaluk. Kevin Debus breaking out into the top 5 with the 58. Then it's the 8 of St. Clair, the 43 of Montesano, the 82 of Mike Holdridge. That's Brower in the 39, McGugan in the 22, and the 89 of Larry Cody. Field looks to sort themselves out down the backstretch into turn number 3, lap number 20. Coming up this time around, CJ Frye continues to add to his advantage over the 11 of Stewart. Matt Sapiri looking to pull off the speedway on the front stretch with the 0-7. The field working their way out of turn number 4, this time around lap number 21, about to become history. Stewart running second. Rondo maintains that 3rd position. That's Kovaluk in the 40, Debus in the 58. Those are how your top 5 shape up. George McGugan, Larry Cody, and Little John Steiner look for a little racing room in the middle of the pack. Those 3 drivers trying to break back out into the top 10 as Brower caught up high, the 18 of Danny Field, able to pick off a position. Meanwhile, Kevin Debus, he looks to battle with the 40 of Matt Kovaluk. They're battling for that 4th position out on the speedway as Debus has the advantage at the line. Kovaluk right there with the 40 up high. As John Brower Jr. going around on the front stretch quickly gets the car fired up. However, it's not quick enough as the caution laps remaining in this feature event. As CJ Frye quickly jumps out front right out of turn number 4. Stewart running in the runner-up position as McGugan and Bobby Brower take a quick excursion through the infield. Sponsored Chevrolet. Field tightly bunched in turn number 3. The drivers look to anticipate the green. 23 down, 7 laps remaining as Frye once again right out front with the 6X. Little trouble through the turns, a little bump and go. Larry Cody in a nice piece of driving, keeps the car pointed in the right direction. Everybody continues up to racing speed out of turn number 4. Lap 24 being scored this time around. CJ Frye and Jay Stewart, a little bump and go as they swap a little paint out of turn number 2. Frye unable to shake the 11 of Stewart out of turn number 4. Side by side, Stewart at the line. Can't get any closer than that as they work their way through the turns. Stewart and Frye, door handle to door handle down the 300-foot long backstretch. Stewart again working down low as Frye up high with the 6X. As Stewart has the advantage down to turn number 1. Out of turn number 2, CJ Frye settling down to the runner-up position. We've got trouble over on turn number 2 as Eddie Duckenhausen in the 4th. Once again is the leader, Jay Stewart, anticipating a caution. The 2 to go marker coming out this time around. CJ Frye is once again your leader with the 6X. The 19 of Rondo looking to take over the runner-up spot. Stewart now back to the 3rd position with the 11. That's Kevin Debus in the 58. White flag coming out this time around. Slower traffic, a factor. Little John Steiner, George McGugan limping around the speedway. The field looking to gather it back together as the field's in somewhat disarray. Out of turn number 4, the win goes to CJ Frye. Settling for the runner-up position, car number 11 for Jay Stewart. The 19 of Rondo unofficially in for position number 3 with Kevin Debus. And car number 58, he picks up position number 4.
The Larry's Auto Machine, Paul's TV, Hunter Chiropractic. Oh, we got a few new ones here. Adrian's Restaurant, Town Green Tavern, all listed as sponsors on the 6X, and CJ Frye once again victorious. Paying attention to business, I think, is what they call it, folks, as he wins the month of July Late Model Championship. Again, it took 3 attempts to get this one into the record books, but I'm sure a very happy CJ Frye is going to tell us it was well worth the wait. The month of July championship, a very happy driver as CJ Frye takes advantage and goes on to victory. Well, as they say, CJ, sometime you win, sometime you lose, sometime the bear eats you, but every once in a while you get a chance to eat the bear. That appears to be the situation tonight. Paying attention to business, and it looks as though it got you your 3rd win of the year. It's got to feel pretty good.
I'll tell you, it feels great. The guy's been working round the clock on this car since we blew the motor, and we really didn't hit the chassis perfect this afternoon, but I think Jay probably didn't see the yellow didn't come out, and I got a little advantage on him there. So, you know, we're real happy. I want to thank Larry's Auto Machine. He's been working round the clock putting the motor together for me, and Hunter Chiropractic, and Bob Lenny's Auto Mall, Rosie's Diner, Captain Bob's Lobsters, Ledger Town Tavern too, Denise and Randy, they all help me out. And everybody that's helping my car, appreciate it. My wife and my kids, my boy and girl here, this is the first time they've ever seen me win a race, so you got to get them down here.
Well, we'll get them down here momentarily, CJ. Month of July championship, that was about 5 weeks ago. You finally got it into the books. It's got to help your situation. The car's been running strong all year long. This has got to be a boost not only to you, but how about the rest of the crew as well? You know, they put on a lot of effort into this car, and it looks as though you're finally going to get a little bit of dividends paid back to the boys tonight. Can they keep up the good work? We got another feature event coming tonight later on. It's going to mean a little extra work in the pit area.
Well, I tell you, they're really up for it. We've had a good car all year. It's been frustrating. We had a lot of second-place finishes, and I thought we could have won some of them, and sometimes the breaks don't go your way. Hey, look, I left out Adriana's Restaurant, and Paul's TV, Gary Paul, and your whole family. I appreciate everything you've done for me.
Well, CJ, again, buddy, congratulations. The month of July champion.